first would be the Beth Shalom Synagogue, because I grew up going there as a child. We were there a lot, of course, and through both my brothers' bar mitzvahs, and so I would say, and Sunday school. So that might be the most significant place for me. Well, I was married there. Our children had their bar mitzvahs there, and our family goes there regularly. It's still our synagogue to go to. It's our go-to synagogue for any religious needs. Mm-hmm. But I can't even walk by or drive by without memories of, because I did spend a lot of time there as a child. And so, of course, those kind of memories, and obviously they must have all been pretty positive, except that I got booted out several times, but even that's a positive memory. There was actually a call for submissions, and I put together a proposal with a maquette, and my proposal was accepted. The refugee from Germany, he escaped from Germany just after Kristallnacht. So, but that connection had a great deal to do with the construction and concept, but the actual reason I was chosen was because I think what happened was the Federation put out a call to different artists in the city, and I was one of them. So I was invited to submit a proposal. I had in my mind I wanted to create a sculpture that had a universal concept. And I imagined, actually at the time I was working on small sculptures based on the ideas of vessels. And so I was putting bowls into my sculptures and imagining them as vessels that had a human connection. And so when I went to work on the concept for the memorial, I immediately thought of a vessel concept. First thing I was thinking about was doing some sort of a well that would be a sunken vessel. But that then evolved into the idea of a cup, specifically a Kiddush cup, because I imagined it symbolizing an object that would be passed around and drunk from, and that was a very universal idea of community. So I was connecting the idea of vessel to community, and because it was important to me that this was an object that people inherently would appreciate and connect to. So that's how the idea of having a Kiddush cup as the base for the idea for the sculpture came about. The Kiddush cup is cracked and broken, mm-hmm. and the concept is that it's this universal object of community that's been battered and bashed, but it still stands strong. That the entwining metal bits that surround it represent oppression and fire, and that the base of it is sitting on the prayer for the deceased and the quotations of beneath it to lift people to have hope and hope in humanity. All of those things, there are little details in the base that I built that represent images on tombstones of people that died in the Holocaust. So one image is of a branch that's broken, that is often seen on a child's tombstone. Not now, but 100 years ago, where it symbolized a branch that was broken too soon. Another image is of a butterfly, which we would see on Jewish tombstones, that symbolize a metamorphosis or a rising from the earthly soul to the heavenly soul. And the third is of a menorah, which is often seen on a tombstone, which symbolizes eternal light. So I put all these little details into the memorial. And so all I can say is that when I have done tours of the memorial, these are some of the things I talk about, and people are very interested. I was absolutely concerned with connecting with the Jewish community. It was foremost important to me, not just with the community, but to survivors of the Holocaust. So it was the most important thing to me when I was building this structure, that I connect with the community, that the structure connected. And so 100%, that's what it was all about. And when the memorial was first unveiled, and then the years after, it was just of the most important thing. I would say that was number one, was that connection was created. So 100%, absolutely, it's hugely important that the memorial meant something and is significant. That there is a connection, and that the memorial succeeded, really, to satisfy what the community needed in order to mourn and to pay tribute to the Holocaust.